Everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a really low-key video. I'm going to do a little ASMR unboxing for you all today. We are just going to sit here and I'm going to open up some packages that I have been purchasing to start this resin jewelry making project, which I am so excited about. If you are new here, I will introduce myself. So my name is Kathryn and I am an abstract artist, painter from Toronto, Ontario. And you may know me on here from my videos where I travel to El Salvador. And that's because my husband is from El Salvador and his family all live in El Salvador. So if you are following me and you happen to live in El Salvador or you live abroad but you follow and support, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy this video. It's not super planned. It's more just me kind of opening things up and showing you what I've ordered and, you know, some of the things, some of the ideas that I have with this project. I brought some really nice kind of Christmassy inspired earrings for you. And I know there is so much heaviness going on in the world, sending out a lot of love to each of you. And I hope this video brings you some joy. Okay, it was getting a little hot, so I had to take off my sweater. So let's start off with this unboxing. So I am traditionally an abstract painter. You can see one of my paintings in the background here. And I have always worked with epoxy in my practice. It is something I've incorporated with acrylic paint usually, but I haven't dabbled in this medium for a while. And I love jewelry. I love to support local jewelry makers. I love to support jewelry makers when I go to El Salvador, but I also have always wanted to create my own jewelry. So this is my way of doing that, and I have ordered some shapes to make as pendants for necklaces, as well as some different pigments. I am an artist who loves color, so this will be really nice to experiment with. In fact, after this video, once I clean up this mess here, I will be creating my own epoxy pendants. So I will definitely share a video with you when I start creating these colors and these molds. Okay. I am going to show you the first thing that I purchased here. So it's by a brand called Resin. A nice sound here. I love the sound of packages. It's a kind of subdued, sharp sound, but it's not too overwhelming. So this is a metallic powder made of copper, zinc, and magnesium. So this is meant to be added with your epoxy resin. So I'm going to open one up just to see. This will be the first time that I'll have seen what these look like. Wow. Okay, so what a beautiful color and sheen here. This color is called Rustic Gold. I'm not going to open it up, but it looks really rich and pigmented, so I'm excited to try. Okay, so next, this is not specific to resin, but I was curious about picking up some pendants, and I don't know if you've been seeing online, but there are jewelry makers who are kind of curating pieces and kind of like mixologists for jewelry and necklaces. And so they're adding, different pendants and kind of juxtaposing them together. So this is a brand that I picked up. I really liked specifically this purple flower here and this purple clock. So we'll see. These are, just some ideas I had, and they're fairly inexpensive. So I may also add some other, pre-made charms to my resin charms. We'll see. Okay. So next, this might be a little loud on the audio, so I'll try and be as careful as possible. But these are rocks, so they're different colored gems, and essentially they have a hole in the center, and so you can string your chain through. I tried to do that earlier today, and I found that some of the holes were not consistent, and I wasn't as happy with the way that they were made. I felt that some of them just kind of disintegrated, unfortunately. So, it didn't cost a whole lot, but it's good to know when you are starting out in the jewelry making process, what kind of quality you're looking for, and you never know sometimes until you try the product yourself. Okay, I'm going to kind of shake this around away from the microphone. Let me know in the comments if you like that sound. It is kind of like a rain making sound, but I don't know if it's too harsh. This is really nice. This kind of soft touching on the hard plastic. One of my favorite sounds for sure. Okay, so next up, I was given these bamboo toothpicks as part of a kit, and so this is just meant to be used when you want to mix pigment together. And this is something you can get at your local grocery store or dollar store if you wanted, but it was quite handy. I hadn't thought of, using a toothpick for some of those finer pigment details. And this kind of has a nice sound to it. Again, a nice plastic sound, but a different frequency almost. Okay, so some more practical parts of this process. We have wire cutters. I'm not sure if you can hear that. I'll have to put it up really close to the microphone, but will the camera pick it up? Having a hard time with that. There we go. I can pretend to cut my own nose. Okay, the camera seems to like that. So I have two different sizes of wire cutters, and these are really helpful. This is my first time creating any kind of jewelry, and so anytime you want to open a clasp to attach a pendant to a necklace, you are going to need one of these. I don't know if this is picking up on the speaker, but it is kind of a nice subtle sound. Okay, now what I was speaking about earlier were these kind of gold-plated. Also, I love the aesthetic of gold. All my jewelry is gold-plated or solid gold, so it was important for me to have gold accents in my jewelry, my soon-to-be-made jewelry. And so this is kind of a larger size. I'm hoping this will fit in the pre-made holes for the epoxy. Okay. And here we go with a very loud plastic sound. So I'll try and be as careful as possible. This is so loud. Okay. So this is a package of 18-inch jewelry chains, gold-plated, 18-karat gold-plated. And again, one of those things where it's hard to know what you're going to get. So this was a darker, kind of more golden gold. A pair of lobster clasps I got recently were actually a whiter gold, so it is important to me that they are fairly consistent in the coloring, and that does take a bit of trial and error. So I've got 18-inch gold necklaces. These are really dainty and small, and definitely will be fitting just more simplistic designs on these ones. And then I also have, so this is technically called the, it is called a name here, and now I'm completely blanking on the name, but essentially the links of the necklace have larger holes, and so that means I can hang charms from them. Now this is a really nice kind of plasticky sound. That's really nice. Okay. So let's get to some of the fun stuff. Okay, so I've got some jewelry molds here. which I wanted to kind of have some fun with the sound first. Okay, just bring these up to the camera here so you can see. So you see how there's like a little hole here, which means that when I pour the resin in, I don't have to drill an additional hole, which is wonderful, and I would have no idea how to do that. Okay, so let's look at some of these molds together. So we've got a square mold, and this is an earring mold. I wonder if that picks up, which is really nice. I personally really love these circular shapes. I think they're really unique, and you can also attach an additional little piece to your earring. I'm probably having as much fun with the silicone molds as I am kind of prepping for ideas of making them. That's a nice sound. Okay, and then I've got a few other molds to show you here. So I have this just plain circular mold, which I have a feeling I will be using lots of. And so you've got different shapes and sizes. So, two larger circular molds and then some smaller. So I see these as maybe being able to pair, the smaller on top of the bigger mold and just having fun with it. That's the thing about this process, is it's a lot of exploring and trial and error, as often most art is. Okay. So, as part of one of the kits that I got, I need to be able to mix the epoxy, and I would like to have different colors kind of mixing together, obviously. So, wow. That's an intense sound. Okay, so these are silicone mixing containers, which are really lovely. And they're a little bit smaller because I am working mostly with small molds. I think this is really kind of perfect. And so it looks like this. It's about, a portion of the size of my face. And then inside of this, I have mini pores. Okay, let me put this down and show you. Okay, so they look like this. And they're teeny, teeny, tiny. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. This is the first time I'm also opening them up. And it's for those smaller detail pours. So for example, if I want to pour some resin into this teeny tiny little one here, this would be the one I use. Even for smaller molds, I would use this. Okay, let me open this up. Each one, it's a nice sound. Wow. Okay, let's open this one up. Such nice sounds. Okay. So we have some fun objects here, which I'm really excited to work with. And okay, so this is just a bigger mold, right? Almost double the size as this smaller one here. And this comes, like I said, in a kit, very inexpensive. And so it comes with 3 mixing sticks, okay? And so essentially they are also covered in silicone. So that means that, you know, you can get it dirty and then clean it a lot easier. This is definitely my fridge. Sorry about that. Okay, and they're kind of a nice color as well, so excited to use these and kind of mix up the resin. Okay. Now these are when we get down to some micro details, okay? So if you can see, I don't even know if that makes a sound. Okay. So this is essentially to extract from your mold, probably one of the smaller molds, a little itty bitty bit of color, and then adding it to your mold. Maybe you want to have like a multicolor mold, or maybe this is the only shape, or this tiny little tip is the only way to put epoxy into those smaller molds that you have. So yeah, I am, excited to try this out, try all of the tools out. I didn't realize there are so many tools for this process. And then something I found interesting. So I was also given in this kit 20 pieces of finger cots. So essentially, this is when you are doing your pour or your, anytime you're working with the product, you use your finger cot when you're pouring the liquid or when you are mixing, and protects your fingers. Okay, last but not least in this fun kind of ASMR unboxing is an organizing kit. So let me see if I can bring it over here without making too much noise. Okay. Trying my best here. Okay. So here we are. And essentially it's to help you organize all of the jewelry pieces that you have, all of the pendants, all of the, pigments that you have for your jewelry. And I love it. So I'm gonna have to do a video of me organizing inside of this. But I thought this side of the container was particularly nice sounding. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this fun ASMR video, really low key, and yeah, I've missed you all. I have been so busy. I've been wanting to get back to filming. I will be in El Salvador over the holidays, so expect some more kind of tropical content from me. But yeah, I've been so busy. It's been crazy. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your evening, and sending so much love to each of you. Bye. See you on the next one.